Well, good morning and happy Thursday to those of you that are joining us here live, and welcome to those of you that will be joining us at a later date watching this recording. My name is Michael Gault, and I'm an eminent domain attorney with Bell, Carrington, Price, and Gregg based here in South Carolina. If you're here today, it's probably because you're interested, concerned about, or have realized that you may be impacted by the Butler Road Improvement Project in Greenville County, specifically in the Malden area. It's important for you to know that there are two major projects going on in the Greenville area right now, or that will be upcoming shortly. One is the Woodruff Road Improvement Project, and the other is this project, the Butler Road Improvement Project. This is a major project because of the number of impacted parcels and landowners and the significance of the impact to many of the parcels and landowners along this stretch of road. This project started taking shape back in 2008. There were some studies proposed by the South Carolina Department of Transportation back in 2008, and throughout the time since '08, a number of alternatives have been proposed with lots of public input. And ultimately, we're down now to where the DOT knows exactly which alternative they're going to go with. There were three originally. We're down to alternative number three. This is sort of a joint project. This is a project that is in conjunction with the South Carolina DOT, the Greenville Pickens Area Transportation Study, or GPATS, the City of Malden, and even the Federal Highway Administration. That should give you some sense of the significance and the importance of this project. We're down to crunch time now, and we're to the point to where later this year or early into 2023, right-of-way acquisition for this project will begin. If you think that you're impacted, now is the time to reach out to somebody like myself to sort of help you with the project. Some key highlights of this project. Well, let me back up. Basically, the purpose of this project is to improve the traffic corridor along Butler Road in the city of Malden from about the entrance of the Malden Senior Center all the way down to North Main Street intersection. There are a number of improvements that will happen as a result of this project. Some key highlights of those improvements including constructing new curb and gutter, adding a new sidewalk on one side of Butler Road and a multi-use path on the other side of the road. One key highlight that I find important is that there will be a number of medians added for access control along this corridor. If you're a business owner and a median is constructed in front of your business, then that impact to your property may be more significant than a neighboring business where there's no median being constructed. So I find that significant. There will be a number of intersection improvements. I see 5 potential intersection improvements at North Main Street, at Hyde Circle, Murray Drive, at Old Mill Road, and Brook Bend Road. And then they're also going to replace some existing culverts with 2 bridges on East Butler Road over Gilder Creek. So there's the overview of the project itself. And the next, key indicator, or the next key question that I often get is, what does this process look like? Well, once right-of-way acquisition begins, again, here in the next few months, there will be some initial contact with either somebody from the South Carolina Department of Transportation or a third-party right-of-way agent that the DOT hires to begin initial conversations and negotiations with landowners. At that time, that person, that representative, will reach out to you or whoever may be impacted, and they'll let you know that, hey, here are the impacts that we believe that are happening at your property, and because of that, here is the amount of money, or what we call just compensation, that they're going to offer you as a result of the project. There will be some initial negotiation and some initial conversation, and if that process isn't successful, then ultimately the DOT can and probably will take the property that they need through a process called condemnation. That's a big legal term that describes the process that the state has to take property for the public purpose if they're not able to reach an agreement for it otherwise. That doesn't mean that that's the end all be all, that they're going to take it and they're going to pay you the price or the just compensation that they have determined. It just means that you have to go through the court process to ultimately work out what just compensation will be. That term, just compensation, is another legal term in the condemnation setting that describes the amount of money that the state in this case, the South Carolina Department of Transportation, has to pay each individual landowner for the property that they are acquiring, the new property, the new right-of-way that they are requiring for this project in order for it to be built. Where do we come in? Well, I'm an eminent domain attorney, and so this is what I do. And it's my job as an attorney for the landowner in cases like this to review the project, to review the plan sheets, to review the impact to your individual property, to make sure that nobody's missing anything, and to make sure that you're in as good a position at the end of this case as you were before the case within reason. It's important for me to kind of mention fees. People, when they think about coming to talk to lawyers, oftentimes think, well, maybe I don't want to come out of pocket to pay for consultation fees, or lawyers are expensive. And in many cases, that is the case. But what I can tell you about our practice here at Bell Carrington, specifically eminent domain practices, is that I'm never going to charge you a fee for a consultation. We have no cost, free consultations on any project in any case. And so if you think you're impacted, give me a call. I'm happy to discuss it at length to find out, number one, if you're impacted, and number two, how we can help you if you are. The second thing that I can tell you about our fee structure is that we operate on what's known as a contingency fee, meaning that there are no out-of-pocket upfront costs that ever have to be paid by the landowner in a case like this. We operate on a percentage, a contingency percentage of what we are able to recover for you. Ultimately, in these cases, it's hard in a forum like this, in a public space, for me to be able to, kind of give you a blanket fee structure. It really comes down more to each individual property owner and the impact that you may have. And so, in a few minutes, I'm going to go over in the chat box, enter my personal information, my email, and my direct contact line, and I encourage you to reach out to me directly. Again, I'm happy to speak with you at length. You can contact me directly, or you can contact our team. We're happy to set up a meeting to where I can look at your parcel specifically, find the impact to your particular property, and let you know how I may be able to help. Or maybe I can tell you that you're not impacted, and that might be some better news for you. But if you think you are, or if you know that you are, please feel free to reach out, and I'm happy to walk you through that process and let you know how we may be able to help improve your situation. In fact, let me go ahead and enter my email here. And this phone number is my direct line. Don't hesitate to call. Eminent domain is my passion, and it's something that I'm working on all the time. And so I don't feel like you're bothering me. Please feel free to reach out. It's much better for me to be able to look at your property specifically. Our firm has created some software called the Avenue, which allows me to quickly and efficiently pull up this project, to pull up your particular property, and to see in real time the impact that this project has on your property. At this time, I'd like to open it up for any questions that anybody may have in the live stream. If you want to enter those over in the chat box, I'm happy to answer them for you. If you don't feel comfortable entering the questions in the chat box, again, email me or call me. I'm available as soon as we finish this live stream to hop on and help you however I can. If you're watching this recording later, again, please feel free to reach out. This project will be ongoing for quite some time. Right-of-way acquisition takes a while, but it's going to start happening here soon. And it's important, if you think you're impacted, for to have myself or to have someone help you, and for that person to get involved early on in the process. It's always better to get started early. For us to let the folks know at the South Carolina DOT that we represent you, and that we're going to be helping you through this process going forward. It makes sure that we don't miss anything, and that you don't miss anything prior to our involvement. Okay, seeing no questions, we will wrap up our live stream here today. I want to thank you, those of you that have joined us, and thank you to those of you that are watching this later on. I look forward to hearing from you and talking to you and discussing the impacts with you as we go. Thank you again.